So today, now we're going to talk about kind of what we covered yesterday with getting those image traces in those illustrated photos. So if you look here, I have a photo of my dog, just for this example here. Converted it to black and white, adjusted the levels, added some oil paint, filterization to it, and, removed it from its background. I don't have any background in here. In fact, I'll just delete that. So now I'm going to export this as a PNG and put it into Illustrator and image trace it. So I'm going to go to File, Export, Export As, and I'm going to choose a PNG transparency and click Export. Just title this Dog Illustration. Alright, so now I'm going to go over to Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to make a new file, make it 8.5 by 11 for now, and click Create. And then I'm going to drag my dog illustration PNG into Adobe Illustrator. There we go. And I'm going to resize it. Remember, when you resize, you need to hold the Shift key so that it holds its proportions, essentially, right? So we don't want that to get distorted at all. So I'm going to make sure that that's resized nice and good here. Perfect. Now I'm going to activate my image, so I'll get my black arrow and click on it. Okay, remember the black arrow is what's used to click on images and activate them. Now I'm going to go over to Image Trace on the right side under my Properties menu. And I'm going to choose 6 colors. Click OK. It's going to do its work. It's going to do its thing. And once it basically creates that, get like a nice little illustration here. And then I can adjust these. So I'm going to go over to this little panel here that says Open the Image Trace panel. It's this little box next to the preset in our Properties menu. I can increase the paths to get some more details or decrease the paths to kind of shrink some details. Again, it might take a minute or two. Reduce our corners and simplify. So after we get kind of this, again, we want to try to minimize the amount of details and get this as illustrated as possible. That's the goal here, right? Perfect. All right, so now let's talk about adding color to this. Okay, so I'm going to first make sure that my image is activated here. And then I'm going to go up to Expand. You could also choose to ignore. Oop. Oh no, it didn't work. Let me go back here and get this image trace. So again, just getting those 6 colors, keeping this as simplified as possible is the goal here. Does take a little bit of time because it is using AI. Perfect. So now I'm going to click Expand. Okay, and you're going to see that creates some outlines of all of my shapes, right? So now I want to ungroup these because I want to be able to change these colors to be, a different color scheme. So I'm going to just click anywhere on my image, and you'll notice I have all the blue lines. Now I'm going to ungroup these so that they're all their own separate piece. So I'm going to click Ungroup. It's kind of like taking a puzzle piece or puzzle together, apart, right? Getting all those pieces and taking them apart. So now I can individually select each color, okay? So what I want to do now is I'm going to find a color scheme. So I'm going to go up to like Google here. You can even just go on Google Images. And if you type in, color scheme, you might be able to find one like this one. I love this. This looks awesome, right? So I'm going to grab this image. This is kind of cool. And I'm going to drag this right to my Illustrator file. Okay. And now I'm going to start by working through my darks and lights, right? So I have 6 colors on my dog, and then I have 6 colors up here. So I'm going to start from dark to light. So I'm going to click on the darkest part, and I'm going to go up to Select, Same, Fill Color. And that selects all the black. Okay, ready for the cool part? If I hold the I key on my keyboard, you see I get this little like kind of crosshair selection arrow. And now if I click on any color in this document, it will fill it with that color. So watch this. So I'm going to click on this dark turquoise, and it fills it with that. Right? So whatever I click on, it will fill it with that color. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to grab my black arrow tool. Zoom in a little bit. I'm going to find the next darkest color. I'm going to go Select, Same, Fill Color. Hold I and grab the next one. Grab the next darkest color. Go Select, Same, Fill Color. Hold I and grab the next one. Go to the next color. Select, Same, Fill Color. Hold I, grab the next one. Select the next color. Go to Select, Same, Fill Color. Hold I, grab the next one. Grab the next one. And I think that last one's white. So I can kind of zoom out and see how I like this. Looks good. I like that kind of color scheme. Looks kind of cool. I could change some of this if I wanted to. But again, this is just teaching us that we can go in and illustrate an image. We can go in and we can add color to that image beyond the colors of the normal photo, right? And again, my selection here, my image trace wasn't that great. I just kind of rushed it to make sure that we had some time to get through this. When you're image tracing your image, you want it to get a little bit softer, a little bit smoother, right? We want it to look a little bit cleaner, okay? So today what I want you to do is get your image trace filled in, okay? And then we'll talk a little bit about patterns and how we can draw some shapes in the background to fill this in and develop this a little bit more to look somewhat similar to our examples that we're using here on Canvas, right? So similar to this kind of illustration in the background. Alrighty, the time is yours. I'd like you to get your image into Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, get it adjusted. And then after you do that, you're going to get that image into Adobe Illustrator and get a really nice image trace, and then we will talk about patterns on Friday and submit these. Alrighty, the time is yours.